write songs this present. 6 months down on the Cabo. The little trying to teach me Spanish. Out to shape like Xennies. Cups filled up, then vanish. Second verse, I'm acting. First spot on me, test. 10 plus in mathematics. How to write songs this present. 6 months down on the Cabo. The little trying to teach me Spanish. Out to shape like Xennies. Cups filled up, then vanish. Poppin', I know that they did it. The snipers is with me, they trippin'. Poppin', I know that they get it. The snipers is with me, they trippin'.
What's up, everybody? It's One Piece time. And I'm here. Zip this up a little bit more. Get the camera oriented. How's it going? Hi. I am in relaxation mode, if you couldn't tell with my attire. I just threw something on. It said One Piece on it. It's a Hello Kitty. It's something that I only wear when I get to go to Comic-Cons and shit. So let me just throw this on and get to recording. Because I've got shit to do today. Most of which just revolves around chilling. But you know, gotta get to this One Piece chapter first. You know how we do. Shout out to everybody who made it to the Absolute Batman issue 14 reading. Those are some pretty good numbers. If you don't know, I read that issue because it was the next one coming, and I got it super, super early thanks to my white benefactor. And I will be reading the first volume, which I think consists of the first 5 issues, on stream next week sometime. Look out for that. But we're not here to talk about Americano comics. We're here to talk about manga. We're here to talk about Oda. We're here to talk about One Piece. So let's do that. Without further ado, this is One Piece manga chapter 1167. Ida's son. Now Ida is I believe Loki's mom? No. That's Harujin's mom, right? It's one of their moms, right? Let's just get to it. What's the cover chapter? We're getting to cover chapters now. Oh no, we're just doing cover requests. A cat is scolded for stealing a book, but Jen and Nojiko aren't mad. The fish encyclopedia. Of course a cat would try to steal the fish encyclopedia, right? What's Oda talking about? I'm really getting to this 8D audio. What the fuck is 8D audio? I love that feeling of being enveloped in sound. I want to convert a room for it. It's really enthusiastic about this though. 33 years ago, 5 years after God Valley, a post-God Valley world, I could have sworn pirates were approaching off the shore. Or Fukimi, I don't know what that's on his neck right there. Who's this old man? There's a clock tower in the background. Someone has a weird hat with a bill. Looks like maybe somebody who's working with Morgans. But there was something huge and shadowy emerging from the mist behind them. The underwater prison impelled down. Everything just went kaboom after that. Who's this? Our ship was in ruins before we knew it. We were nothing but fish food. Sure it wasn't a Sea King attack? No way. It was shaped like a human. Are we getting to the man with burn marks? Are we getting to the fact that Zebek is this guy? Are we getting to this? Is this what we're getting to? Because that's what it feels like. Don't tell me you were in the infamous water of the Florian Triangle. Oh man, are we getting to Thriller Bark? Fat chance we don't fish near that region. Everyone knows to avoid it. Anyway, that monstrous thing was definitely human-like. Oh my god, during this period, a rumor began to circulate. Oh shit, it's Harold? The man with burn marks is Harold? What? Among the Grand Line countries, they said a monster lurked deep in the foggy seas, targeting pirate crews. Oh no. This is something else. Whoa. The identity of that monster... Monsters. 2 monsters in this box. It says monster twice. The identity of that monster was none other than Harold. With no horns. Few who sailed those waters had ever seen a giant with their own eyes, so to them he was nothing less than the very embodiment of fear, just slicing whole ships in half. Harold now worked in the shadows to back up the Navy as part of his atonement for the 1,000 years of history. Meanwhile, the pirates who had gone their separate ways after God Valley, look at Kaido looking sinister. Here goes Whitebeard, looking Big Mom looking crazy, continued to rise in prominence, and over the next decade or so, each of them would peak to become a defining face of their generation. Most of these pirates simply clashed over territory. You see, what's his name? With the tongue out, who makes him look just like my man who was stowed away with the straw hats. I forget his fucking name at the moment. Looks like he could be related to him, but that's Wang Ji, right? and then that's Shiki, the Golden Lion. However, one crew broke through all the others and achieved a feat long believed impossible. They circumnavigated the entire world. That's the Gold Roger Pirates. They were hailed as the crew of the King of the Pirates, Gold Roger. There goes Shanks with the straw hats. There goes Rocks. I mean, not Rocks. Roger, looking like how Roger used to look. And there goes Buggy. Looks like he's doing the Nika dance. The public execution of the captured pirate king was meant to serve as a spectacle, a display of the world government's power. However, the world was plunged into even greater turmoil as countless souls set out in pursuit of the vast treasure Roger left behind, the One Piece. Look at these motherfuckers with their salutes. Look at this dude's afro. No one had anticipated the advent of the Great Pirate Era. Navy headquarters found itself caught off guard. As a result, more than 10 giants were drafted into the Marines from all over the world in an effort to escalate strength. I see. So as a response to the Great Pirate Era, the Navy recruited 10 giants into the Marines from all over the world. And that's who these giants are, my man with the afro. During the stretch of time, Harold waited on the Navy hand and foot. Did you see how huge he was? He's an ancient giant. I want to make him my slave, Jesus. And that very year, he was finally granted formal permission to visit the Holy Land. A shallow sea contract. What? A shallow sea contract. That is correct. Consider yourself the right hand of the God's Knights. What? God's Steel. It is a great honor. Wow. So is that the marking? A shallow sea contract? Consider yourself the right hand of the God's Knights. God's Steel. So there was God's Knights, and there were God Knights, and then there were God's Steel. There are 3 levels of contract. The shallow sea contract is more of a minor pact. The deep sea and deep sea contracts are reserved for those who are to be bound fully to the true God. Only 13 individuals in the entire world receive that privilege. What do you mean by God? The deep sea and the deep sea contracts are reserved for those who are to be bound fully to the true God. So this is what the God's Knights have to do. This is what the Gorosei have to do. This is how they're granted immortality. This is how they're granted certain powers, the ability to transform and whatnot, to be taken over by Ibu himself if need be, right? What do you mean by God? You will only come to know the greatest depths of this world on the day you become a full Knight of God. Could Elbaf become a member nation then? Naturally, Harold. At that point, the entire world will be clamoring to welcome you. I'm grateful for this opportunity to prove myself. You naive bastard. Harold's, like, in the same breath that they introduced one of the greatest characters of One Piece, they also introduced one of the most naive, dumbass characters in One Piece. Like, it's twofold. You have the great Zebek, and you have the stupid, foolish, foolhardy Harold. That's his name on the stream. Foolhardy Harold. You big baldy. Oh, this man Garling looks so fire, middle-aged. Oh my god. Oh, he looks so fire. He looks so fire. He looks so cool. The Knights Temple Shangra, domain of the gods. What? The Knights Temple Shangara Shangara, domain of the gods. What? What is the Great One planning? Look at, oh my god, captain of the god, of the Knights of God. Viv Garland family, Saint Garling. Look at this man here. What is the Great One planning? You're gonna obey us even though you're king of Elbath? Of course, just say the word. Wow. Look at fucking Shamrock, bro. We'll keep a long distance transponder snail on hand and call if we have need of you. You'll be free to travel the surface world. But you are forbidden to speak of our dealings. Understood. Oh my god. And these are glasses he's wearing, aren't they? That's so cool. He looks so cool. Golly, Garling looks so cool. 20 years ago, Ryogu Kingdom, Fishman Island. Oh ho ho! Barahaha! I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, Neptune. They were friends. This nigga out bigs big Neptune. Me too, pal Jamon. We both have our fair share of headaches, don't we? To be honest, I don't think your son is that bad deep down. Let's not forget what your youth was like, right? Well, when you put it like that, I'm just being brutally honest. Anyway, did I tell you a fortune that I predicted? I'd have a daughter in 4 years, Jamon. When the time is right, why don't we betroth Loki to my future daughter? Look at his face. Now you're going too far. Cut it out. Hey, don't write her off so fast. She's not gonna be just any old mermaid. My daughter might well be born with a power no one else could ever hope to handle, Jamon. Got a big mouth. Well, now, that does sound like a perfect match. Let's have a toast. Wow. Here's to my futures of my mischievous troublemaker and your little Mosa. Don't call her that. She won't be Shaggy. Wow, so Loki is Loki betrothed to Shirahoshi? Loki is Loki betrothed to Shirahoshi. Is what we just found out. Am I wrong? Well, that sounds like a perfect match. Let's have a toast. They toasted on it. They shook hands on it! On it! If y'all know what that is, y'all need to let me know in the comment section. That same year, Owl Library, Elbath. Don't mention it. You're welcome to live freely here, Saul. Thanks a bunch. Look at Saul with your big ass head. Actually, there is one thing I'd like to ask. What is it? If we get other folks on Elbath to help, would you be willing to open a school here? A school, huh? That's a nice idea. Sweet. So this is where we get the school. 15 years ago. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're going through the years. 15 years ago, a major incident occurred at the Holy Land of Mary Joai. My slaves are running away. The cells are broken. Fisher Tiger? Hurry, do you want to be their pet forever? Huff. Huff. Fisher Tiger? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, wait a minute. How did Fisher Tiger get away from fucking I get Fingerlin and Shamrock confused these days in this flashback because they look so similar. Damn it, is that a God's Night? Yes, it is. Listen, the armory will be left unlocked for you. I'll tell you the location. What? Could this be when Shanks was in the Holy Land? Could this be during that time? Could Shanks have helped Fisher Tiger? Are we saying that? Because he broke the chains. Listen, the armory will be left unlocked for you. I'll tell you the location. Nigga, that's Shanks, bro. That's not no fucking Shamrock. That ain't no Shamrock. That ain't no Shamrock at all. Alright, what? Yeah! Wow! Gunpowder. Big sis. Hurry, big sis. Sandersonia. Sandersonia? There's someone out there. Someone fighting to free us from this hell. Wow. So, the fucking, God's Knights was... Yeah, this is that incident. The God's Knights were involved in this? Were the God Knights molesting these girls? Or was it strictly the space helmet creeps? Hurry, Koala. There goes Koala. You have to run. The attack on the Holy Land was carried out by Fisher Tiger. In the wake of this incident, he would go on to become captain of the Sun Pirates. Indeed. And Shanks helped. Sounds like it was pretty rough. They say someone with the government must have left the armory open for them. Now it's up to us to find the culprit. I can't wait to execute them. There's someone I want to introduce you to, Harold. I fucking told you. I told you it was Shanks. There's someone I want to introduce you to, Harold. His name is Shanks. Huh? He's Shamrock's younger brother. They were separated a long time ago due to circumstances. He suffered many hardships in the surface world. If he were to form a deep sea contract, I forgot about these deep sea contracts and these deep sea contracts. What is a deep sea contract? That's just a cell of your soul. This is a cell of your soul. This is the deep sea contracts is selling parts of your soul, confirmed in my book. I believe he'd make a great asset on par with Shamrock. For the time being, however, he's been given the rank of God's Steel, just like you. So there's God's Knights and then there's God's Steels, which is the apprentice. Hi, Abel Gaiman. I know I said the same thing when I first met Shamrock too, but I can't shake the feeling that I've met you before. Oh my god, look at his eye. Oh my god, so it's already happened. He's already come face to face with Blackbeard. Because his eye is fucked up. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just some giant commoner from the surface. Don't act so familiar with me. I was blessed from birth with Figar blood in my veins. I have no doubt I'm going to become a knight of God before you. Guess I mistook you for someone else. So he's playing up the part. He's playing up the part. Oh my god, look at these niggas. Yo, look at these motherfuckers, bro. Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land, and I shall apprehend that traitor who claimed the credit I deserve. Are there any leads? It could wait till your wounds are fully healed, Shanks. You cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your life wasted. 24 at this point. No wonder the rest of the world seems so alien to me. The anguish of having the last 24... cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your life wasted. No wonder the rest of the world seems so alien to me. Wow. Saint Shanks. God Steel devotee, Virulent family. Saint Shanks. Saint Shanks. Saint Shamrock. Look at these motherfuckers, bro. They have twin blades. What happened? What are you doing? You gotta be under deep cover right now, bro. I hated everything down there. Yeah, why are you lying? The hearts, because these bitches are in love with them. He knows. He knows that same year. Dude, this chapter is incredible. This chapter is incredible. That same year, the fishing village on Elbath. No, it's no good. My medical knowledge is too limited. Let's call Harold and see if he can get us in touch with a more skilled doctor. It's no good. My medical knowledge is limited. Let's see if Harold gets some more skilled doctor. Don't. He's got a lot on his plate now. What's the point of fostering a network with the world government if we don't use it? I can recover on my own, Huff. Oh no, Ida, you keep saying that, but you're getting weaker by the day. You have to get better. Harold will be heartbroken if you don't, you know. Mato, keep the tavern open. No way, how can I when you're this sick, Ida? Whenever Harold's home, he always goes straight to the elders and begs them to allow you to legally marry. That fool, he knows I'm happy with my tavern. I enjoy befriending sailors from all over the world, Huff Huff. It may not be much, Huff, but I feel like I'm helping Harold by doing that. Aw. Hey! Foreign hag? What? Oh, it's Loki? Cook up this meat for me. Cook up this meat for the old hag, will ya? The tavern's my main hangout spot. I want her to reopen it. Oh, this big ass bull he just conked over the head with this giant Gallagher mallet. Good grief, that troublemaker has grown out of hand. I'm glad you've been able to keep him in line. Even with Harujin and his friends away looking for a doctor, your boys really love you. I see. Look at this guy. Harujin was fucking tanked. Cook up this meat for the old hag. Well, yeah, my tab's my hang-ups, but I want her to reopen it. Okay. Everyone's blowing this out of proportion, Huff. I'll be fine, Huff, but it does make me smile. Elbath, alcohol village, hometown of Loki's birth mother, huh? What'd you just say? Wait, what happened? The paneling gets really weird here. Beto, we can't hold off on ringing Harold anymore. Oh shit, she's fucked up. You may not be related by blood, but I see him this way the same way I do. We may not be related by blood, but I see him the same way I do Harujin. Huff, Loki is still my cute little son. Of course he is. Loki, hey! Ida isn't really gonna die, right? This nigga is heartbroken and tight. We were talking about how utterly unbearable it'd be to let that foreign bitch worm her way into the royal family. You're with us, right, Loki? We're Estra's... Oh, I see. We're Estra's relatives. She was Harold's true wife. We can't let anyone have a claim on our inheritance. That's why I slipped her a dose of poison. This stuff is fatal. Her days are numbered. What? Oh, no! Ida isn't really gonna die, right? I bet you must get pretty lonely, right, Loki? Wouldn't it be better to stay with us? The only mother I've ever known. Right. I still remember my birth mother. She hated me. She had me thrown into the realm of the dead. Who gives a shit about inheritance? Your whole family is nothing but trash. Now, answer, Ida won't actually die, right? She's the only mother I've ever known. His true feelings pour out. Man, this was a great ass chapter, bro. But I love how they end on that note. After we see Shanks, and then he goes, who gives a shit? Review time. He says, who gives a shit about inheritance? Your whole family is nothing but trash. Now, answer, Ida won't actually die, right? She's the only mother I've ever known. Who gives a shit about inheritance? I love how they're juxtaposing Shanks and Loki. That's where we're getting to. This flashback doesn't end until these niggas clash, I think. That's what I think. Until Shanks and him meet, that's when the flashback is going to end. Because it feels like we got like 1 or 2 more chapters left of this flashback. We're wrapping this shit up. And going off of Shanks, low-key, under like, you know, he's pretending like he hated the surface world in his time with Roger. We know that's a fucking lie. So he's got to be under some kind of deep cover or some kind of bullshit, right? But for what means? Was it to free the slaves? Was it to do that? Does he have other things, another agenda? Here while he's at, we found out where they stay. These motherfuckers all stay. They all stay in Shangara, domain of the gods. Shangara. All right, so we found out about contracts, bro. That's the most interesting shit. Contracts. There are 3 levels of contract. The shallow sea contract is a more minor pact. The deep sea and deep sea contracts are reserved for those who are bound to be who are to be bound fully to the true God. Only 13 individuals, organization 13, baby. Only 13 individuals in the entire world receive that privilege. And so he is a God's steel. So we found out that there is God's steel. Like apprentices. Like Padawans. So we see him free him over there. We see him free him right here. He left the armory open. He's already been attacked by Marshall D. Teach. So whatever happens. So here's the timeline of Shanks. God Valley, baby. The ship. The execution. Splits up from Buggy. Gets into a conflict with Blackbeard, confirmed. Right here. In this timeline. Which is, they said, 5 years ago? 15 years ago. He got attacked. By Blackbeard. Because his eye is fucked up now. Right? 15 years, this happens. Gets into the conflict with Teach. Ends up here. Ends up with the God's Knights as a rank of God's Steel. A God's Steel devotee. Then he leaves. Then he becomes a Yonko. Right? No, or was he a Yonko when he met... Was Shanks a Yonko when he met Luffy? I don't remember. No. So he meets Luffy. Some point after this. He meets Luffy. No. He steals the Gumu Gumu no Mi. Sometime after this. I think he has his crew already. I think he's undercover and he has his fucking crew already. And he finds out about that government ship. And then as a pirate, he goes down and steals it. And that's the end of it. That's what causes the breakup. I feel like we're also going to see the breakup of him leaving the God's Knights for whatever reason in the next couple chapters. Because it's all going to lead into him meeting Loki. So what we got to find out now is after this, when did Shanks beat Loki? Shanks was instrumental in the capture and imprisonment of Loki 6 years ago. Okay. So this was 6 years ago. So we're going to see him leave this shit, steal the Gumu Gumu no Mi, meet Luffy, and then the clash. Then becomes a Yonko. Then the clash with Loki. And then that's the end of the flashback. That's what I'm thinking. Needless to say, this is like a 4.5 out of 5 chapter. This was excellent. This was excellent shit. If okay, he's Shamrock's younger brother, so he's the younger brother confirmed also. He suffered many hardships in the surface world. If he were to form a deep sea contract, I believe he'd make a great asset on par with Shamrock. So he would get so here's how this is working out in my head too. The contracts. There's 3 levels, right? The shallow sea contract is more of a minor pact. That's what God steals get. Wait a minute. What is that symbol though? That shit looks like Blackbeard's what is that symbol though? The circle and the X. Circle X tattoo. One Piece. Is that a thing? I feel like I've seen that before. Not the. It more recently revealed Shank's Abyss mark. In recent manga chapters, a different symbol, a cross inside a circle, was revealed to be on red-haired Shanks' left arm. Oh. So the mark that he has, the God Steel mark, the arm that had, I think I just cracked it. The arm that he has the tattoo of the shallow sea contract is the arm he let the Sea King take when he rescued Luffy. So that's like him leaving his past behind for good. It's almost like when Roger died, when Roger came back and found out what the One Piece was, and it made Shanks cry, I think it was confirmation that one of his dreams was not true or possible, right? Like they were too late. There is no Joy Boy or some shit like that. There is no Sun God Nika. There is no whatever he was expecting to find out. Whatever the truth of the world is, it disappointed Shanks. And when his captain died, he lost hope in his dream, right? And he was like, all right, there's nothing for me in the surface world. Maybe what I need is with these people. And he just kind of lost his way. But something happens, and then he has to leave or something. Like he can't get over some of the things that they do. He's still a good person at the end of the day. And the ideologies just clash, so he leaves that shit. And he becomes a pirate. Fuck it. But it's not like he believes in anything. He's almost like how Roger was in this flashback. No real goal, just out on the sea doing my fucking thing. Take the fruit. Maybe he knows something about the fruit and the Nika fruit and all that shit and whatever. And he's like, I'm just gonna hold on to it. Fuck it. And he meets Luffy. And he restores his faith somehow. Or something like that. Like if we take it surface level that Shanks is like really upset about the surface world, like what he says here, like we know he's lying. Guess I mistook you for someone else. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just some giant commoner from the surface. Don't act so familiar with me. I was blessed from birth with Figurlin blood in my veins. I have no doubt I'm going to become a knight of God before you. It looks like he doesn't want to say that. Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land, and I shall apprehend that traitor to claim the credit I deserve. I shall apprehend that traitor to claim the credit I deserve. What credit? Are there any leads? It could wait till your wounds are fully healed, Shanks. did they capture Teach? Like, did Shanks encounter Teach during his time as a God Knight? And that's how they fought? And that's how you got the drop on them? Type shit? Or did it happen while they were both pirates on the surface world? Like, could it be possible that they recaptured Teach after he got away? And he was one of the prisoners that Fisher Tiger also freed? Low-key? And that's how he got that injury? Because I don't know if he has this bandage in this scene right here. It doesn't look like it. Where he frees Fisher Tiger, it does not look like he has a fucking bandage on his face. It looks like it may have happened this night. So those are my thoughts. I'm probably gonna like make a video, just taking this part out and talking to you guys about it, because this is kind of my leading theory right now with the Shanks timeline and some of his secrets, and you know, whatever his mission may be. And this is such interesting shit, dude. I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say. Teching Rogers base. This is a part of me wants to give this shit 5 stars, bro. This shit was just so good. This shit was just so good. Morning Gamer, what's going on? Yeah, you know, it's out. If you haven't read it, please do. You should check out I think it's I don't want to say it over the air, but if you look on X, you should be able to find it. We're actually wrapping up the stream. I'm gonna leave the VOD up here. Again, we're gonna take this whole Shanks speculation section out and make a video on it. If I think of anything else, like, that's the thing that I love about taking out parts from the stream here and then making it its own separate video, is that in the edits I can pause shit and touch on shit that I may have missed out or just revealed after some time passed. Just like realize after some time passed, I can just insert myself and build on what I'm saying and stuff. So look out for that. You know, it won't be just a clear-cut repeat of this. Hopefully not. Look out for that video over the weekend. I should be streaming at some point, maybe later on tonight or tomorrow. What time is it? It's almost 3. So let me get out of here, guys. Much love to you. If you are not subbed up, please sub up. We do One Piece manga chapter reviews as soon as they come out, as soon as I can. We're doing Absolute Batmans. I did the latest issue. Gonna do 1 through 5 next week. Again, I'll probably be streaming Expedition this weekend, and then Sunday we got the group stream doing Helldivers. So holla at us. We're here. Much love. Peace.